Hi guys, the Moth Hunter's back. This is actually 9, I thought we were on 8, but this is episode 9, Katie, the Moth Hunter. And I have been obsessed with finding cocoons and moths because I've dealt with them for 2 years in my home and outside. So I'm becoming an expert through experience. And I'm here with my friend who does not want to be on Periscope and on camera, and that's fine.
Undercover.
She's an undercover reporter, actually is a reporter. So I'm sharing with her one of my theories about how to spot a cocoon. And I'm using this example that I was going to share with you guys. So we're going to share it now. This cream of wheat I had purchased just days before I found an infestation of moth cocoons in rice. Unopened rice. Unopened bags of rice. Because the cocoons, they come. They eat through the eggs, the moth eggs, whatever they're called, larva, whatever. They burrow through. So I've got this wheat, and cream of wheat to look to see if the little nasty things had made their way in, and I had decided that they had. My friend is asking questions, and she thinks, how can I be so sure? So I'm going to show you a couple of the things I was looking at as evidence. Can you see very up close? There are things that look like crumbs right there at the top. Will you be my assistant and hold this bag? Okay. Now I was showing my reporter friend that when I hit this, the crumbs don't fall off. They're pretty stuck there. The other thing I was looking at, which indicates that those are like the eggs or the larvae or whatever they are.
No, there couldn't have just been some moisture in there and it's just clumping.
That's a good question. How do I know they're not clumping? Well, I know that they're not coming off the plastic, and I would think that they might have dried by now, but the other thing I want to look at is this. Listen. That's like in my opinion, that's a burrow mark of some little creature, larvae, trying to burrow through the plastic and probably moved down here. And I can see other kind of little wrinkle marks that you might think was from me hitting, but sometimes it's, I think, from these larvae burrowing in, and that's...
But we're really not sure about that, because we're not sure what journey this bag takes once it's put together in a factory somewhere.
This is correct. My friend was wondering, where's it manufactured? What's the process of this
And we
bag?
can't find it on the box of cream of wheat.
No, we can't. We can't find it. And also, this is a new bag. I just purchased it, right? So if this was infested, I'm doing my shake test, which I've done on other episodes of The Moth Hunter. And when there are a lot of eggs in rice or ground mustard, as there have been on a previous episode, you would see a lot of like avalanche snowballs, I would say. These balls of cream of wheat or of ground mustard that just are not breaking up. And it's not because it's trapped moisture in there. It's because there's a ton of eggs living in there. What else? Can you see this, you guys? These crumbs that are not... You see that very well? It's not falling. And it's, let's turn it over. Let's turn this bag over and see. If I turn it over, is it going to leave any more powder? Is it still moist enough? Let's see. You're seeing it all. Hold on. They might have thought they were tricked. See that again. This is not a magic trick. This is not editing. Oh, wait. I shook it. I'm going to be very gentle. Is there any more powder? Any more or less powder? No. There's a fine layering of powder, new powder, but still those eggs are kind of there. You see that, you guys? Now, if I were to eat this cream of wheat, I wouldn't be that grossed out because to the normal, untrained eye, you do not realize you're eating eggs. But because I'm obsessed, because I have moths periodically flying around, and the Moth Hunter knows that if there's a moth, there's hundreds of eggs nearby.
And worms.
And worms that can crawl across your ceiling.
They start as worms, you must remember. Well, they start as the larvae.
They start as the larvae. They eat things. They eat this, okay? They grow. And then they become those worms crawling around, inchworming around, even in your silverware drawer. Then
happened to me.
It did. It happened to my friend. It did. But you know what? It's okay because you just wipe it down with bleach and it's all gone. But then they become those moths, and then they're flying. And the moths, if you've been watching the Moth Hunter episodes before, you know. The moths, so I've read, so the internet tells me, are no longer eating. They are just laying eggs. So if you see that moth up there flying around, it's just leaving behind.
You're way far gone.
Yeah, you're far gone.
That's all.
You're done. So you want to get paranoid like this, and you want to say, oh, that's 10 too many eggs for me. Trash. But this is trash because previous episodes, I just cleaned out that whole cabinet and that spice rack right here. It's all clean. It's all better because once I found the eggs in the rice, the unopened bags of rice, 2 of them. One from Trader Joe's and one from Key Food. It didn't matter.
Or anything, they can go right through there.
Oh yeah.
Through the box and through the plastic.
Oh yeah. If you have those, the rice-a-roni, they'll just go right. Well, in the rice-a-roni, there's not even plastic in there. That's just fair game, which is fine because they eat through the plastic anyway. But I found, watch it on a previous episode, guys. In the cayenne, you'll see the cayenne. There were no moths flying out of here. To your eye, you would not have known that tons of these spices had a lot of eggs, and one of them had a beetle, which I was excited to find because it was clearly, hello, this is a beetle. There's a lot of beetles in here, infestation. So, as the moth hunter, I'm trying to bring this to the surface so that y'all stop eating beetles. What are they? I think they're called pantry beetles. I haven't been able to find them in Google Images yet on what they're really called.
How big are they? This one you saw.
They're tiny. They're like this big, and they look like helmets, like little army helmets, brown army helmets.
Are they curved?
Walking around. They are curved like an old army guy, you know, like a G.I. Joe. It's like a G.I. Joe helmet walking on your counter. They walk up my olive oil and fall into it and die. That's how I first discovered them. I've since seen them. This was last summer when I had a flying moth infestation. That is a huge problem. I'd come down every day and I'd open these and I'd say, how many moths today are here? 5 every day. There's none now, but it was a big problem. I had to clean it all out. So anyway, tune in for the next episode.
Spiders.
Oh,
Spiders come for the moths. It's the next.
It's true. If you see spider webs
Nature.
in your house, you're like, why are those spider webs there? There's no flies. Moths. They know the moths are there. They're catching them. So if you see spider webs, you're in trouble. I'm going to show you an example. I think I have it. I think I have a new example that I haven't told my friend about in my bathroom. There's all kinds of webs up there for no reason. So we're going to watch it on another episode of The Moth Hunter. Find more episodes on YouTube and sometimes watch it live right here on Periscope. Goodbye.